What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. We are on the latest software update. This is version 10.10.2. To be totally honest, I don't expect a whole lot of difference from 10.10 because, you know, these smaller releases are usually for bug fixes or to address one of the many recalls we've been experiencing. So moving really slowly through that stop sign. I don't know if I was confused by the other vehicle. The rollout on this one has been a little strange. So first of all, we're in the wrong lane. We're in the right turn lane. And we're going to turn left, but the car is going to make that left turn, again, really slowly. Like, come on, man, what are you doing? All right, I touched the accelerator there because there were some people coming, so that's one intervention. So with the rollout, normally what happens is beta goes to internal Tesla employees first, and that's usually when we see the first screenshots of the update notes, and then it will go out to the original testers. So I see a lot of people say YouTubers, but not just YouTubers, but people who had beta pretty much before safety score. And we are turning right. Oh, it turned green, so we're good to go there. Very nice turn that time. So it'll go to those kind of original testers, and then usually it seems Tesla halts it and stops rolling it out, and then that's when you get people who came on with safety score kind of getting stuck on older versions for a while, but then eventually they'll roll it out to them. Well, with 10.10.2, we had a 10.10.1, which went to employees and then nobody else. And then 10.10.2 seemed to go to everyone else besides the original people and besides the employees. So like the safety score people, which is, I mean, I don't know, whatever, but it's just kind of strange that it worked out that way. And then a day or so later, it went to employees and then some of the original testers. So it seems most people are getting 10.10.2 coming all the way from 10.8.1. But I know there are still some people who are a little frustrated because they're stuck on older, 10.8.1 or 10.9. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why that happens exactly. But I will say 10.9 was really good. So if you're on that, you're really not missing much from my experience. 10.8 was not as good from my memory. So yeah, you do want to be upgraded. But there's not really much we can do about it besides wait, unfortunately. So we're driving here. Your speed. Yep, our speed is good. We should be going about 40, so that's good. And we're just going to go into downtown Ann Arbor, test this out. I will be tracking interventions and disengagements, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see how the car does, especially compared to older versions. I'm working on making that data better and nicer looking all the time, so I'm appreciating your feedback. If you don't see your feedback incorporated right away, just know that I do appreciate it, and I'm trying to incorporate that the best way I can. So if you're enjoying these videos, please hit like and get subscribed, and let's let the car do its thing. We got a pretty interesting, turn thingy coming up there, but we'll get into deeper downtown and really try to confuse the car and see how it does. All right, so we got a blinking yellow. And after this car, we should go. And look at that, immediately my car begins moving forward and takes the turn. So perfectly executed there. Loving that. We were missing blinking yellow interaction for a while there, but it looks like it's back and it's working really, really well. So this bend's a little tight. The car brakes a bit. Kind of weird, like for me, I wouldn't do that, but no big deal. The car is fine. Nobody's behind us. Even if they were, that wouldn't have been a hard brake or anything. So nicely handled there. So we have an unprotected left coming up here. Turn on the turn signal at the right time, begin braking. There's nobody around really, so not a big deal. And then a tiny little wiggle of the steering wheel, but besides that, the turn was handled perfectly well. That whole stretch there was really good. I felt like we were a tiny bit close to the yellow line at times, which I can't say I'm normally thinking that, so I don't know if that's different or not, but it was a little strange. Most of these roads are pretty simple, so right turn signal, not really needed, but who cares, doesn't hurt anything. And yeah, doing really well so far. One more thing I do want to comment about is the maps update. So I did receive an update to my maps for the longest time. Oh, looks like we're avoiding these puddles a little bit. That's interesting. For the longest time, the map data was from November of 2020, like all throughout 2021. We were using November 2020 map data, and I had a few spots more closer to my home that there were a few stop signs that were not mapped. So the car would still stop for them, but the stopping would begin late. So you'd kind of quickly be coming up to the stop sign and then hit the brakes a little late. So the stopping was a little harsher than normal. Well, you know, with the map update, I was kind of hoping like, hey, I've been reporting this spot for over a year now. Should be good. No, those stop signs still are not mapped, which is very strange. I don't know what the map data does exactly, but the main spots where I was having troubles that were related to maps are not fixed at all. Wow, this road is terrible. We've had some insane weather. It's been like 0, and then like tonight it's going to get up to 50 degrees, and then the next day it's going to be back down to 20 degrees or something. Now, the one thing I did notice improvement-wise for map data is end of drive. Okay, a little close to that car. It was just kind of awkward. End of drive has been really good in that the car is better, at least in my situations where I'm driving, at taking me to the end destination rather than just having the pin kind of somewhere on the road and then you take over. It's actually getting me into far more parking lots that I'm seeing, and actually even going through some parking lots that it didn't used to do. So that's an interesting update. Beta is still really goofy in parking lots, so I usually don't use it too much in parking lots, but yeah, so that was an improvement I actually saw. So coming up to some of these stop signs, this is where we're gonna get some more pedestrians. We'll see how it does. Stopping here, nice, gentle. I mean, everything about that is really good. Pretty nailed down, but you know, that's kind of the problem with these things is you think something's nailed down and then, you know, a month of perfect behavior, then you get a weird thing going on. So that was done well. Another one here, not too complicated. So this person's walking towards the intersection. Let's see, so we stop and we have actually a pedestrian to our left. So we're gonna wait for her and someone else up there. Will the car creep forward as she's in that? Nope. Now it starts to move. So I haven't touched anything. That was the brake you could hear kind of clunking. And the car very slowly moves up. A human in the street, you know, it's going to be slow. I don't mind. Oh, that's a big hole. Are you just going to hit it? No, it missed it. All right, good. Yeah, the streets are just getting torn up. So stopping here, and then it should be pretty clear, and we should be good to turn. Awesome. Ah, that was my bad. I'm not going to count that one. I grabbed the wheel because it was flashing. It wanted me to touch the wheel. And I tried to just be gentle enough to let it know I was here, but I ended up taking over on accident. So really thin here. Stopping, yeah, that was kind of a hard stop, which is a little awkward, but whatever. I mean, we fit through the cars. And there we go. All right, this right turn here can be a little complicated if a bunch of cars are coming, but it doesn't look like anyone is, so we should be able to just move right through here. Go. Okay, you're in the street, so stop creep. Okay, yeah, so it still has that ability to like, okay, I'm in the street, I'm not gonna creep anymore. That has helped a lot because we used to get like, we'd be into the next street and still creeping, and the car does not do that anymore. Of course, I can't say 100%, but I would definitely say 99% of the time it's not doing that stupid behavior anymore. So I want to move straight into downtown. So I just canceled our destination. And I think Hopcat is a good one to go straight into downtown. So let's try that. So you can see there's a big hole in the road there, and like everybody's hitting it. That's pretty funny. I mean, it's not funny, but I know Beta would do that, and I would be like, oh, I wish Beta could avoid those things, but it looks like none of the humans. There you go. See, that person drove around it. Pretty funny. Okay, so we're slowing here, and we shouldn't be. Okay, it looks like it's a little confused as to where exactly this right turn is. I have not interacted with it yet. I would have sped up a little more just to kind of get out of the way, but really not that big of a deal. And really nicely handled right turn. Gonna stop for the stop sign. These people should just go. I'm not gonna do anything, so they're gonna start walking. So I did not indicate or anything to them, and the car stops for them right here. So we hit the brakes hard there, which I kind of expected it to do, because the person started walking in the road, and the car definitely likes to stop farther back when there's a person in the intersection. There is someone behind us, but they were far back enough that I was, you know, kind of okay with it doing that. But if somebody was really close to us, I think that type of stop would be unexpected. And wow, that was fast. I didn't really need to accelerate that fast. And, you know, could cause a problem or cause somebody to be annoyed. So stopping at this bend in the road. I mean, technically like a 90-degree bend. Wow, are you gonna handle this okay? A little awkward. Going for the curve there. Okay, and there we go. So, wow, what a weird road. People are parked like in the lane. So yeah, that was really awkward, but I didn't have to help it there. So, oh, I'm gonna stop here. Give this person some room. He waved at the robot, so that's actually really nice. Okay, you can move. That actually was handled really well. So that car just barely was peeking out, and the Tesla, you know, stopped for it, gave it enough room to get out of the way. So that was very nice. So now we're moving into this downtown area that gets a lot more congested and complicated, and we'll see how it does. So far, really not bad. Stopping here. We do have someone walking into the road, and my car waits for them. So that's good. They were kind of staring to make sure we stopped, or I never know. I have a camera on the roof, so I never know if they're like, what is this guy doing? So now we can go. There we go. We move forward very nicely. That was all handled perfectly well. Wasn't sure if it'd try to stop for the car to our right. And then it's a little hesitant around these pedestrians, but decides to go for it, and they wait for us, which they didn't have a crosswalk, so I'm fine with that. This person is turning out into the street. Tesla didn't seem to care, so I'm gonna report that, and then we're at our destination, so I gotta take over here and put in something else for us. All right, so this will take us through the really crowded area now. So we stopped, we're waiting. Pedestrians walking in front of us, so we're letting them go, that's good. Now we can move. That's good. We had a cop, which I usually, if Beta's driving and there's a cop, I usually take over because I just don't want to mess with the goofiness. Goes around this truck very nicely. That was really, really good. The acceleration's a little too, like that was too much acceleration for a downtown setting. It's just, there's no reason to, I mean, even though it's technically going the speed limit, there's no reason to move that fast. So I think we're going to turn right on red here. It's taking forever, but it does do it. Handled really well. It wasn't too bad. There weren't too many people there. Usually that intersection is a lot more madness, but that was pretty good. All right, so moving up for the green here. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with this. There's a lot of cars. We need to move up more than this. And the car, okay, listen to me. I don't know why you're going to the right when we have a left turn. All right, so we missed the whole light, and we're gonna try again. So I might have to help it here because I don't want to block the road. I don't know if I could have went either though. There's so much going on for this left turn. It's gonna be very difficult. Wow, that right turn with all those pedestrians. Yeah, I mean, people just have to drive more aggressive in the city. It's kind of crazy. All right, I'm gonna hit the accelerator here a little bit just to kind of move us up. Then I'm going to let off. And the car, yeah, this is what we need. So I'm not hitting the accelerator right now. I just bumped it to move us up. And then the car got more aggressive with its trying to go here. So you need to wait. You can't go right now. Nope, so I got to hit the brake, unfortunately. So turn it back on. Now you could go. Now's the time. All right, don't make me hit the accelerator. Okay, it's go. Oh, yeah, all right, accelerator touched, finally. Yeah, it just was way too hesitant. So a couple of interventions and a disengagement there, unfortunately. Just a little too complicated for the car. So hate to see that, but I mean, those situations are going to come up. Now, of course, the car could have taken a different route. It could have decided, this is too much, I'm going to go straight and get there another way. But it didn't do that, so it wasn't able to, you know, kind of get me A to B successfully. All right, so another situation, it's going to be hard for us to actually move through this stop sign because the car is just being a little too timid and there's lots of people crossing the street. So let's see how long it takes. Okay, so not bad. There, we got our gap and the car decided, all right, I'm going. I've waited long enough. That was very good. That was perfectly handled right there. So pedestrians here, we're slowing for them far back, which is great. We began slowing way back there, which was good. You can see, man, the display looks so cool and there's so much going on it. And it almost like moved forward for that gap a little bit, but of course there wasn't enough of a gap. In situations like this, of course, foot is over the brake. Normally I keep my foot over the accelerator because the bigger problem you have is the car slows down when it doesn't need to. But in this situation, we don't need an accelerator. Wow, that's a lot of people on the display. That looks great. Everybody's waving. They're happy that we waited for them and then moving forward. So awesome. I mean, that was handled perfectly as well. That was very cool. I loved seeing the people on the display, and I loved how polite the car was. So I noticed the radio was up the whole time. And also, I saw that speed bump visualization, but there wasn't actually a speed bump. So we're in the left turn lane, and we shouldn't be. Nobody's behind us, but we'll see how the car handles it. Okay, so we got the green light, and the car is just going to move straight through. So I'm holding the wheel in case it does something goofy, but I'm going to report that because obviously that was wrong. We were in the left turn lane only, or left turn only lane, and then we move forward. So I'm not supposed to do that. Okay, and then we're making our left turn here. Perfectly handled, not hesitant, even though we didn't have a green arrow, just a green light where we would need to yield. And boom, here we are. We made it to our destination. Let me just get us out of the city. Navigate to Domino Farms. So I'll assume those directions are correct. We just have a lot of traffic, or a lot of parked cars right next to us. And yeah, this looks really good. So we're slowing for that person up there, which is great. And we got another guy, walks right into the street, which is awesome. And the car stops way back here. I mean, handled perfectly. It's a crosswalk. We started slowing right as he went into the intersection, and it was good. Now we need to move forward. I don't know what we're waiting for here. There are no people. There's no one behind me, so I'm just letting it do its thing. So yeah, she's like, are you waiting for us, or what's going on here? So I'm actually going to report it because we definitely could have proceeded there, and we did not. Okay, so now that the intersection's clear, the car moves through. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was seeing those people walk towards the road and decided, well, we're already, stopped here. Maybe we'll wait. It was the wrong decision, in my opinion, but it was safe, so that's okay. Okay, so the car waited until it was green, and we got honked at. I gave it a second there after the honk because I wanted to see. Now, I do think it's rude to wait there at a red light like that when you can very easily be turning. But legally, if it's a red light, you do not have to move through. So the honking, there's no reason to be honking. I can wait at that red light if I really want to. So, yeah, I don't know. It's rude, that's for sure. So I took over there because the car started to move its wheel to the left, and I didn't want to do that because there was another car that I thought may have, now they were in the left turn lane, but it kind of looked like they were going straight, so I just didn't want to mess with it. So there's another disengagement, unfortunately. So moving into the left turn lane when we shouldn't be. I took over there. That was just kind of a natural, my hand was on the wheel, so the weight of my hand just kind of disengaged it there. That's unfortunate, because that's what a weird thing to be making me disengage for. You're just kind of sloppily wandering around. So we can turn right on red here. Let me open this up. It seems the car is waiting for all of the cars to our left, even though they're all turning right, which, it's good to wait for that. And then I'm also looking at this pedestrian to our right. She is waiting, and we can go. So that was actually perfectly handled. Of course, we could have went a tiny bit earlier because the cars to our left were all turning right, but you don't know that for sure. So I think that was the perfect decision there for the car to wait. All right, with that green light, I'm realizing I think this video might be getting, oh, that was weird, a little long, so I think we'll call it there. Let's see, nice lane change there. That was actually really good. There's no pedestrian here, so we can continue. And we'll look at the mileage here. I was just looking at it. So 8 miles, and Tesla used to give you a decimal place here, so this is probably around 8.1, but we'll call it 8 miles. And decimal points don't cost you anything, Tesla. What the heck? Keep them in there. Some people record their mileage, for work and stuff. But yeah, we'll call it here. And here's the stats of this drive. In my opinion, it's probably about the same as we've been seeing. I don't think it's all that much better from my, so talking from the numbers perspective, from my perspective, sitting in the driver's seat, you're gonna just drive in front of them. Great job. From my perspective, we'll throw that disengagement in there too. That counts towards the data. My perspective, sitting in the driver's seat, of course, like mistakes and things are still happening, but the overall smoothness, I think, continues to improve. I don't think we had any phantom brakings there, which was nice. I did, of course, experience one earlier today. It's not that they're gone, but they do seem to be continuing to improve. So hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any questions down below, and you will see me in full self-driving beta in the next video.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along